Why, hello there, and happy Friday. Hope everyone is having a rather nice day. Good morning if you're in America, afternoon if you're in Europe, and evening if you're in other parts of the world, wherever that may be. Today, I'm just logged in on a random character at the moment. We have a lot of stuff to look at in regards to the data mining that's being done. They have data mined pretty much everything. I kind of wish Blizzard encrypted the data, but for some reason they released it all and then Agren put a post out saying if you don't want to see data mine stuff, don't click on stuff that says data mining. So it's like, well, okay then. That is what it is. But who we got in here today? Damien, how are you doing? Alex as well. Sam, what up? Swoma, hello. Afternoon. Randy, what up? Zach, ahoy. Yo, how you doing? Blood Fury only works for you. Or does Blood Fury increase pets attack power? No, it's just for you. Blood Fury, it doesn't do much for Warlocks, but you get the pet damage things, you know, that's okay. That is not bad at all. They even data mined a bit of Phase 4 as well. Etch as well, hello, Celio. Morning or afternoon, depending where you're at. Ham sandwiches, sounds lovely. And Simple Oring as well, good afternoon to you. Hope everyone is having a nice Friday. Has some nice plans for the weekends and all that kind of stuff. So last stream, we looked at all the stuff regarding the runes which were teased as part of the Phase 2 announcement. But yeah, follow up to that, we've seen a ton of extra data mining. So that's going to be what we're checking out today. Now, I'm just sitting on a random alt here. Whilst I set everything up, because I meant to go live a while ago and I totally didn't have a nap. And I was like, oh yeah, I need to wake up and do stuff. But there's a lot of runes here, like there's an absolute ton. So we're gonna get this on the screen here. Make sure my head isn't way. No, alright, that looks alright. Lovely. Got a bit of Stormwind music as well. Hey Gingerbread, what up? Hello. But we have a lot of stuff. So, interestingly, we both have the... So we have the rune engraving slots for the next phase, which are going to be the belt and the boots. They're the ones they showed during the actual patch. And then they've also data mined things for the helm and the... I found one for the... Oh, the braces. They're called braces on this. The afternoon naps, yeah, they're dangerous, they are. I was thinking, well, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I want to be lively for stream and stuff, and I was like, uh-oh. New ones off when everything was released. These are the... So these are the ones which have been data mined, they didn't come out with Blizzard's announcement post, basically. Dream State for balance looks good. Dream State is one of the more interesting ones, for sure. Well, I was Mexican? Yeah, pretty close. Ish. Yeah, near enough. But yeah, there is a ton to get through here. Like data mines from this past week. Yeah, those are the only data mines you have any. So if you've read them before, then you probably know about these, and it is what it is. But I thought we'd talk about them today, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all this stuff into a video, to be honest. I've done one with the announcement runes, but there is so much stuff here that I don't know how I get through it all and be able to kind of do it justice and make it, you know, up to the standard of how I usually do things. And to make sure, yeah, all right, fair enough. Alongside this, with the data mining, you can actually search any individual thing. If we look at Blood Surge here. And you'll be able to find what the tooltip does in game as well, which is quite interesting for some of them where the cooldown matters a lot. That's Blood Surge, for instance, and it has a 30% proc chance. Deep dive on why Shaman doesn't have helm runes. That'll be for level 50 though, won't it? So that'll be fine. That will be absolutely fine. But we shall make a start. Okay, so first up we have Warrior, top of the list. As we all know, Warrior's been looking pretty good in Phase 1. There have been some other data mines regarding class tuning for warrior. So I think some nerfs are planned alongside the patch. Where is it? I think it was consumed by rages being nerfed down to 10% bonus damage from 20. Yeah, so they're trying not to add too much more percentage damage. So first of all, for the belt, you're going to get Blood Surge. This is pretty much a copy-paste of a talent from Wrath of the Lich King, where these abilities have a 30% chance to make your next slam within 15 seconds, cost no range. It's kind of weird, right? Like, do you think this is going to proc off Quick Strikes? Or, because it says Heroic Strike, and Quick Strike is modified by things that do Heroic Strike, so could that work together? Yo, Big T, thank you. They brought in TBC from TBC Windfury on the PTR, you're fuming. Yeah, it has a longer ICD. Yeah, what you're saying there. I read about that this morning. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel if it has a 3-second internal cooldown, all that attack speed you're getting for two-hand enhanced kind of goes to waste, doesn't it? Because you only really want to swing every 3 seconds if that's the case. I don't know. It could just be for testing. Could very well just be for testing. But then again, they put in some like weird version of Deep Wounds, haven't they? And Drifter, hello. They showed more Shaman runes. They could just be missing a few. They might not have things ready to put on the PTR or beta, whatever you want to call it. So Blood Surge, this is just going to be a decent proc that you can fire off when it happens. From Heroic Bloodthirst Whirlwind. Again, this is pretty much copy-paste from Wrath of the Lich King. In Wrath, I think it's a 20% proc chance. Yeah, that'll add up to 20. But it doesn't have Mortal Strike on it. That's the weird thing. It's like, if you want to use this, you have to be a Fury Warrior. So, yeah. Focus Rage. This is just not terribly exciting. It's a protection ability. Again, from Wrath of the Lich King. Here it is. Which, yeah, just reduce the rage cost of abilities, so there's not really much to say about that. Precise Timing. Sam is now instant, has a 6-second cooldown. This seems kind of good, to be honest. Mate, like, is Slam going to be proccing more than 2 times within a 6-second window when it has a 30% chance to proc off these abilities? Probably not. So it's just going to be like an extra button that hits pretty hard and has a chance to proc Wind Fury. So this is probably fairly decent for what warriors are getting here. Things stay they are. Enhance is running double Rockbiter again. That's the thing with double Rockbiter. I don't think they thought about the fact that it gives a lot of attack power, doesn't it? Like at the moment you have like 400 attack power from Rockbiter. By level 40, you're going to have yeah, this rank here. So you're going to have 355. So you're going to have just 710 bonus attack power. 710. That is, that's like an absolutely insane number of attacks. Attack power, I mean. That's like 350 strength thereabout worth of attack power. 350. You could probably add up all the strength on your gear and it wouldn't equal 350. That's how impactful this amount of attack power is. So yeah, I think it might be kind of difficult to get away from this, to be honest, if you're a Shaman. Which one are data mine runes, which one are dev trolls? Yeah, that's why I haven't covered them properly in a video yet. Some of these are intentionally fake. Did he? I didn't see that. I didn't see that, but a lot of them are just copy-paste Wrath abilities. Like, this is copy-paste Wrath. Or talents, I should say. This is copy-paste. This is copy-paste. This is copy-paste. What do you think the -1 MS to 0 means on a bunch of the updated datamine abilities? I have no idea. It could just be something internally with them, like, rewording how they work, but it doesn't really change anything for us. For boots, they've also tried enraged regeneration, which is going to be like some kind of tank or PvP thing, I think. Usable while stunned. I don't think it's usable while stunned in Wrath of the Lich King, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not. Enraged regeneration. Nope. No, it's not. So I guess when they've like added some extra thing like this, it makes it feel a bit more real, and though it could actually be put in the game. Let's do something with spell batching. They got rid of spell batching like literally years ago now though. So I sort of doubt it. There's a lot from future expansions, but you're surprised how much creativity there are in others. There are definitely some classes with some more interesting stuff. And at the end of the day, you know, it's seasonal, it's going to be a smaller team working on Season of Discovery, so I'm kind of okay with it, even if there is a lot of things that you might feel as though I've seen this before in one way or another. They're going a bit far. Yeah, I actually feel that way too, completely. I kind of enjoy the new stuff more so than the copy-paste stuff. And this is like, I can look at these and I can like open a talent tree and say, okay, that's this talent from this expansion. They're also getting Rampage, Warrior goes on a Rampage, increasing attack by about 2%. That's a Brace of Runes, so you won't be able to get this to level 50 anyway. I think I might just ignore the Bracer and Helm runes unless they look crazy. There are some ones, by the way, that look crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. See the sleeping bag? Yeah, that's like the mobile inn, isn't it? Sword and Board, another Bracer rune, so I'm just going to skip Bracer and Helm for now. Taste for Blood would actually be huge to put in Classic. Whenever your rank causes damage, your overpower ability will activate for 9 seconds or 1 attack. This won't occur more than once every 6 seconds. This will be a reason to either stance or just stay in battle stance as a warrior, something that you don't do at the moment. A lot of the items they're putting in are pretty crazy, but, you know, we'll carry on through the runes. Okay, Paladins. Paladins are one of the classes which are getting some absolutely wacky stuff by the look of it. Like, I don't know what Agren's cooking right now, but I know he means Paladin, and they're actually trying to make Shockadin a thing, like a proper thing. Some of these runes are crazy for Paladin. Not even necessarily crazy good, just crazy. Like, I don't know how it's going to work out. That was Warrior. I don't know, for Warrior, I'd say overall, they're still going to be good because it's Warrior. But nothing here is like super exciting. There's probably some good stuff like this. Salam having a 6-second cooldown and being instant, that's just kind of generically good. And the other ones that are interesting are on Helm or Wrist, which won't be available till level 50, so... I think Warriors aren't really getting too much, but they're just going to be Warriors and still do well. So, yeah, let's check out some of these Paladin runes, though. Enlightened Judgments. Increases the range on your judgment by 30 yard, and your spell hit with all spells by 17%. So, essentially, you're hit capped at all times in PvE, sorry. And PvP, for that matter, too. You don't need anywhere near 17 to be hit capped there. And all spells as well. So, your Hodge, your Exorcism, your Holy Wrath, your Turn Undead, your Holy Shock, of course. This is on your belt. Thoughts on Hunter? We haven't got to Hunter yet. I see Mutilate going from 60 to 40 energy. I think that is a data mining error. There's no way Mutilate would cost less than Sinister Strike. It just doesn't make sense. And when you have Sealed Fate, you can potentially get 4 combo points from 1 global. I think that might be a bit of an error. If it's not an error, then, ooh, rogues are looking very spicy. You missed Warrior. We didn't take long to go over Warrior. It was the first class. But yeah, if I've missed anything, then just not for the sake of repeating things, because we have a lot to get through. I'll just say we've covered it. Hang on. Hello, Snazmore. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Holy Paladin looks playable again. Hold on. Okay, so next one. Infusion of Light. Increases the damage done by your Holy Shock by 20%. And your damaging critical strikes with Holy Shock. Reset the cooldown on Holy Shock and Exorcism. And refund the cost of Holy Shock. So this bit on the end here is kind of like the interesting bit. Because if we go to the Paladin talent tree here, why does it refund the cooldown if it crits? Wait. Yeah, you're damaging crits. It already refunds the cost because you have illumination. Like if you were playing some kind of wacky Shockedin build, you're probably taking something like this. After getting a critical effect from your Flash of Light, Holy Light, or Holy Shock, you get 100% of the mana back. So do you get the cost back and then you get 100% of the mana back as well? It's like, why does it double up? Is that like a bait thing we've got in the data mining here? Because that doesn't make sense. You didn't need to include that line. I don't know, that seems kind of strange. But 20% extra damage is like, okay, Holy Shock really doesn't do much damage in vanilla, by the way. Like, it is not a good ability. 204 to 220 baseline with a 30-second cooldown. Oof. That's for heal only. Critical effect. Or Holy Shock heal. Oh yeah, you're right. Ah, well noticed, yeah. Yeah, you're right. This is for the heal, the other one's for dealing damage. Interesting. But wait, there's more. So we already know about this one, Sheath of Light. This is one of the ones they teased, but just to go back over it, dealing damage with your melee weapon increases your spell power by an amount equal to 30% of your attack power for 1 minute. In addition, your critical healing spells heal for 60% of the amount healed over 12 seconds. The interesting bit here is this. Paladins are getting scaling on their spells. Which is obviously nice. If you're going for the Shockedin build, you're not going to be able to have much scaling. Because, well, you're going to have to pick up Holy Shock, which is kind of at the end of the talent tree. Guarded by the Light, we've already seen that one last time. They're getting Sacred Shield as a copy-paste from Wrath of the Lich King by the looks of it. Each time the target takes damage, they get a Sacred Shield, they absorb damage. And the Paladin's chance to crit with Flash of Light is increased by 50% for up to 6 seconds. Cause your Flash of Light targets with Sacred Shield to be healed for an additional 100% over 12 seconds. This just seems like a generally good ability for all aspects of Shaman. Shaman? Paladin. Wrong specific class there. Yo, Massive K Hunt. I'm sure I said that right. Thanks for the tier 1. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Welcome, welcome. I guess you're a hunter enthusiast or something, right? I'm sure I got that right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Boots on the Art of War. Your melee critical strikes reset the cooldowns on Holy Shock and Exorcism. Okay, so now we're cooking, right? Melee crits reset the cooldown on Holy Shock and Exorcism. And Infusion of Light. We've got extra damage on Holy Shock. And damaging crits also reset the cooldowns. We have 2 ways to reset the cooldown on Holy Shock. So if you're getting a decent amount of crit, you're just going to be firing off Holy Shocks non-stop. Your Massive Hunts for K have an addiction? Oh, that's... sorry to hear that, but yo, thank you again. Pull a marathon weekend and your 2012 Razer Naga MMO mouse just died. Must be cursed. That is an RIP right there. Hopefully you've got a spare. But yeah, they are cooking something here with this Holy Shock build. You have 2 separate ways to reset Holy Shock. Improved Hammer of Wrath. We won't get Hammer of Wrath at level 40, by the way. But the cooldown on your Hammer of Wrath would be reset each time it deals damage to an enemy below 10% health. This ability is absolutely garbage. Like, it's genuinely one of the worst abilities on the game. Like, what they're doing here to buff it doesn't make it good. Has a 6-second cooldown. How does it cost 300 mana? Has a 1-second cast. Doesn't do good damage. And enemies have to be below 20% health anyway. So this is like... They need to just make it instant cast, to be honest, and reduce its mana cost. The problem is, right, when you cast Hammer of Wrath, it resets your melee swing timer, which is just an absolute grief to yourself. Because if you're not melee swinging, you're not doing damage, you're not resetting other cooldowns, all that kind of stuff. So it is, move that quick. Don't want to get logged out. So it is not great. Fair enough, Harold. Yeah, that's why I put spoiler in the title. If you don't want to see this stuff, then that's up to you. It's a ranged execute in PvP. Yeah, that's kind of its use. Or like if an enemy's running in fear and they're going to pull other mobs. But for actually dealing consistent damage, it's just never been very good. Purifying power. That one's on bracers. Again, we'll just skip those ones for the time being. I mean, okay, look, I say I'm going to skip them, but Engraved Helm, 18% bonus crit chance with all holy spells. There is actually going to be a Shockadin meme by level 50. Unironically. That is crazy. And yeah, the other helm, this is one more one for the helm. Again, this won't be possible to level 50. But your Consecration damage can now be critical strikes. And damage from your Exorcism, Holy Shock, Holy Wrath, and Consecration spells gain additional crit chance equal to your melee crit chance. Like, dude, some of these Paladin runes are crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. So, I don't know. I'll be looking forwards to Ret or Shockadin or whatever else they have cooking for level 50. Like the idea of it, but it's never supported a holy DPS tree very well. It hasn't, but this is giving them a lot of stuff. Like a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, Paladin, a level 40. Looking not bad, but it's going to be all about the Shockadin build. What we have, you have something like this, I guess. 5% extra crit. Spam the holy shocks, could be interesting. Warlock has the same thing, some insane runes on the braces and helm. Yeah, I kind of wish they wouldn't have put out the braces and helm already, but I guess, yeah, Blizzard are saying, look, if you don't want to spoil yourself, don't read the DATAMINED things, so, yeah, is what it is. Anyway, Paladin looks kind of interesting. It looks more interesting at level 50, if I'm honest, than level 40. A lot of the very cool runes seem to be around level 50. I believe it's for phase 3. Oh yeah, it will be for phase 3. Yeah, braces and helm will be the rune slots for phase 3, like, no doubt. Hunter. So, for the belt, you're getting aspect to the Viper. I never liked Viper that much. It's pretty much what you always know Viper to be. You do a bit less damage, you regenerate mana. This is kind of like the weak side of Hunter having a mana bar. That you spend your mana, then you just have to deal less damage to regenerate mana again. Prop Paladin's hopeless at the moment. There's nothing you can do to generate threat. Yeah, you just play Ret, don't you? And you just put on Righteous Fury and go to town. That's it. Hello, Rude. Paladin opinions? Well, we're going over each class. We just did Paladin, so we must press on. But Viper is functional, it gives you mana back, it's not terribly exciting, that's kind of Viper. Exposed weakness, this rune already exists, so I don't even know why it's there. Melee Specialist is one we've already seen. Steady Shot. You're getting steady shot. You're pretty much back to TBC Hunter now. You're gonna be. It's like gonna be playing TBC BM all over again, except melee weaving is kind of more scuffed, and kill command is not a. It's not like a proc you get when you crit. You missed Shadow Priest. We haven't got to Priest yet. Hello, Gorloth. But this is like your big filler ability that you are missing, so, you know, get those swing timers back out. Looks like we're getting steady shot back in the game. And for the boots, you're getting dual wield specialization. Increases the damage by your offhand by 50%. That's a good number. Rogues have to do 5 talent points for that. As do warriors, I think. Causes your Raptor Strike to strike with both weapons when you're dual wielding, and Raptor Strike deals 30% increased damage when you are wielding 2 weapons of the same type. Interesting text there, so you're going to have to be doing some big role play. I'm a sword hunter, or an axe hunter, for example. But they're trying to do this to give you a bit of a choice, I think. I suspect this is definitely real. Yo, Dan, what up? How you doing? Because prior to this, you would always go two-handed on Hunter, because Raptor Strike does weapon damage plus an amount of damage. But now, you can choose. You can say, I'm going to be a dual-wield Hunter. And you're going to hit with both weapons, kind of like how Frost DKs, with their Frost Strike and Obliterate, can hit with both main hand and offhand. So that is that's pretty cool, this. I like this a lot. Invigoration... Basically, just don't go anymore. When your pet scores a crit, you gain 5% your max mana. Not terribly exciting, but yeah, it's yeah, you just won't go anymore. So that's kind of nice. Great for leveling, that kind of stuff, grinding, gold farming, all that sounds okay. Trap launcher, I've already seen as part of the major update. Focus fire. Okay, which expansion did they first put Focus Fire in the game? Was it Warlords of Draenor, or was it before that? Because I feel like this is the WoD version of Focus Fire. Does anyone know? I'll finish my coffee. Was it in Kata, really? That early? This version of Focus Fire, though. Where it consumes applications of Frenzy, and then gives you attack speed. I think it was WoD. I'm going to look this up, one sec. I'm a Bridgewater mug there, sir. Only the finest. Only the finest. Right. Focus fire. That's not mine, to be honest. It's a flat I live in had it, and I was like, wow, that's nice. Focus fire, wow. Oh no, it was Catty, you're right. Damn, Dominic knew straight away. Yeah, so, okay. They're not cheap. I've got 2 of them, and I'm trying not to break either of them. So, because no doubt they've got them on like a list somewhere of items in the flat. But it's nicer than the other mugs. So, yeah. Might as well make the most of it. So yeah, Focus Fire. So it consumes stacks of Frenzy from your pet. So that will be this thing here. A little crack eventually, unfortunately. It's in fairly good nick at the moment. I'll try not yeet it across the room or something. But this is quite an interesting one to go along with Steady Shot. Yeah. Oh wait, it's on the braces. You won't have it this phase. Ugh. Yeah, again, these bracer ones. I'm expecting bracers to be level 50 runes. Yo, Lucario, you can always check the VOD. We've only done 3 classes so far, more or less. And TNT increases the damage to my explosive shot. 1 rune interacting with 1 other rune, that doesn't seem great. And all your damaging traps by 10%. Damaging traps. That is that like an oxymoron or something? You know how much damage your damaging traps do? Wait, hello? Immolation trap. Let's see, Immolation Trap rank 3, 340 damage. By level 50, level 50 it'll be doing 510. So your trap you can equip a rune, which makes one other rune do 10% more damage, and Immolation Trap do 51 more damage. Wow, that's garbage. Yeah, okay, so hopefully that isn't real, or they buff traps in some other way, because damaging traps are just terrible. Same for Explosive Trap. Is this the best rank? You can only get Explosive Trap rank 1 by level 40. And it does like a combined 270 damage thereabouts. Yeah, so Hunter Traps aren't good. They fall under the like classic comment I have about so many classes, where they're a class that scales with stuff that does attack power, but their abilities do spell power. It's same for Enhancement Shaman with Lightning Bolt and all that stuff. Made the traps crits and they'd be good. Yeah, that would help a decent amount, yeah. I mean, crits are just like, depending on your own crit. Actually, no, spell crit and physical crit are different things, so no, that wouldn't help. They'd have to kind of change the crit school it's under, because spells and physical crit are two different things. In Classic, they only got combined in Wrath. So that would not help. Because it would have the 5% base crit I think everything has. What if the rune also made trap scale with attack power? Yeah, that'd do it. That'd do it, yeah. Or just, you know, magical effects for Hunter in general. This is one of the reasons they've never scaled very well. Among others. Like your volley ability as well is just, it's really bad. I remember in vanilla I didn't even have it on my bar. This is another big candidate for an ability that could see a buff. Yeah, you learn it at level 40, and it does 50 damage every second for 6 seconds. So you're talking 300 damage. It's just like unbelievably bad, and it's on a 1-minute cooldown and costs 350 mana. But yeah, these things are just terrible, and you have to channel it too. Yeah, they changed volley in Wrath. Yeah, in Wrath. So in TBC, volley is also completely terrible, I'm pretty sure. And then in Wrath, they made it crit, have no cooldown, and scale with attack power. And volley is very powerful in Wrath. So yeah, it could see some scaling in one way or another. Maybe they give it a rune where it's like, I don't know, volley. Each time it ticks, increases its damage by like 50% or something. I don't know how insane that ends up being, or like 100%. But yeah, obviously spell scaling is good, but at the end, I do also like more creative solutions as well, just to differentiate a bit, you know. Cover Paladin runes. We have done Paladin, Dan. So overall, I'd say for Hunter, the thing that intrigues me the most is this right here, along with the dual wield spec we've already looked at. And the possibility of Steady Shot, because Steady Shot it's only 60% range weapon damage, but it's just something you can do in between every single shot. And what we saw happen in TBC was that Steady Shot was very good. Man, I just moved my account, I got logged out. I'm just getting some background music. Whoa! Zug zug. Right, that shouldn't be too loud or anything. We'll carry on. Do you think Melee Hunter will good in Phase 2, or is it a meme spec? I actually think it might be a thing. Like, it actually might be a thing. So if we get the other rune they're getting, this is like the main one. So this is the other big one you'll be getting. So Raptor Strike will be a 3-second cooldown. It'll be instant, and it has a 30% chance to not trigger its cooldown when you attack. And then you'll combine that with Flanking Strike. You and your pet deal 100% damage, and afterwards your Raptor Strike deals 10% increased damage for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. And it has a chance to reset Flanking Strike. This actually could be a thing. Raptor Strike do good damage? It does, yeah, it does do good damage. Like, unironically, you're not going to be melee weaving anymore, like going in and out between melee range and firing with an arrow. Because if you're getting Raptor Strike every 3 seconds, that's every 2 globals. So it's going to be like, you're not going to have the time to run out and shoot and then go back in again. I think you're genuinely going to be a melee hunter with this. This makes the difference. Yeah, how to make hunters catch up with melee and rogue. Step 1, become melee. Mana could be a problem. Yeah, I think so too. And the only mana solutions are this, which is a belt rune, so that's no good. Because this is a belt rune, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it must be, yeah, the dual wield spec. Actually, no, it shouldn't be a belt rune. Legs, waist? Oh, it's, yeah, no, it is as well, it is. So yeah, it's forcing in some, like, really poor choices here. Viper's got a skill buck too. That'd be a whole new ability on a skill buck, that'd be crazy. There's nothing else to press though, it's not engaging. Nah, it is pretty simple. You Raptor Strike, you get cooldown on Flanking Strike, you press Flanking Strike, you Raptor Strike, you get cooldown on Flanking Strike, you press Raptor Strike. So yeah, you're literally just going to be mashing those 2 buttons for the entire boss fight. And Raptor Strike isn't on global cooldown, so in between Raptor Strikes, you're going to use Wing Clip rank 1 to try and proc more Wind Furies. It's very zug-zug music here. I'll skip ahead a bit. Oh, that's better. So yeah, it's going to actually be pretty proc heavy with Raptor Strike resetting, Flanking Strike resetting, and then using Wing Clip. It actually could be a thing. When the room put it on GCD? I don't know. I do know Raptor Strike isn't on GCD by itself. It could do. It could do. What class am I going to be leveling up first? Warlock, as per usual. As per usual. We'll look at the Warlock rune soon enough. It's probably not one of the most exciting classes, but I'm going to level up most things anyway, so yeah. The Hunter tier set gives mana back. You can, tier set, sorry. Let's have a look. New item sets. Male? Aha. Ooh. Yeah, so yeah, if you get this, you get the 4 set here. Your attacks have a 5% chance of restoring 100 mana. Oh, that's pretty well itemized too. You got strength, you got agility. Increases your hit chance. What are these? Are legs? Huh? 28 attack power, 10 strength, 10 agility. What? This is like better than level 60 gear. This is crazy. Those are some big legs. Huge. Warrior legs, hello, yeah. Yeah, those pesky warriors coming for the loot, eh? And even the... Yeah, like, the boots are kind of meh, but you want the boots for the 3 set, I guess. But the chest as well. 1% crit and 26 attack power on top of the strength and agility. Damn, this loot's crazy. 10 strength makes you want to weave. I mean, if you're playing a non-melee hunter... Oh, this has a ton of strength on too. Insulated apron. We'll look at the gear in a bit. One thing at a time. I haven't looked at the gear too much yet, but holy crap, that looks good. Anyway, Hunter, I'm kind of intrigued whether melee's actually a thing. I think it could be. I kind of want to make a video with the specs which I expect to be the most improved from Phase 1 to Phase 2. And I want to put Melee Hunter on there. It's the thing now. Yeah, kinda. Not really, though. You're just melee weaving. You're not like a full-on melee hunter, unless you're just playing it for fun, which is fine and everything, but... When I say a thing, I mean, it's actually going to be, you know, you see a melee hunter and you're like, oh damn, you know, he's playing a proper spec, that's going to deal damage. Full melee? I haven't seen any of that. They're all melee weaving from what I've seen. This raft music? No, this is just a... It logged me out of the game, so I just put a music compilation on for WoW. World of Warcraft Classic Complete Soundtrack. And the track is called Mountain. Very nice. Savage strikes and 3 stacks of flanking strike equals 50% extra damage. Savage strikes is crit. This is Windspring Dummerer. It plays in a bunch of zones, yeah. But if we grab the Hunter talent tree, if you're playing Melee Hunter, you're going to get this because Nomagun's full of humanoids. You'll get this, 20% crit chance. And then, I don't think you go any further than this. Down survival, to be honest, because the only other good talents which really do a lot of damage are this one and this one. This one's just like good in general. This one needs you to have quite a bit of agility. Kelserin, how are you doing? I think for the rest of your talents, you'd probably just be going BM, right? You go all the way down. It's just these 2 talents which are really good. Bestial Wrath's too good. And it will synergize with Flanking Strike, won't it? This is good though. This is like straight up 3% more damage to everything in Nomagun. Or the humanoids. Oh, there's a lot of mechanicals, isn't there? Hit chance. Oh, that's true. I don't know how much hit chance you'll get from the gear or other sources next phase. But Bestial Wrath do be kind of crazy. Buff Lone Wolf to 30%. I did see that on the data mines. But yeah, I kind of like this. 20% extra critical strike chance is big. Like, big. Oh yeah, and the buff Lone Wolf rune. I guess you'd have to go down here then. Like, you're not going to play this for Lone Wolf, are you? That's just trolling. And these ones are all for range stuff. So you'd have to go down here then, in that case. There's just nothing of value for you here. Unless you can somehow melee weave. Which I don't think you'll be doing with a 3-second cooldown on Raptor Strike. They buff Lone Wolf. Yeah, let's see if I can find it here for you. I think they buffed it back up to 30%. Lone Wolf. There you go. They flipped the switch. Yep, this is what it was pre-launch. And with all this melee hunter thing, it could be it. It could be it, you know? They nerfed it and added pet scaling. Yeah, I mean, you know me, right? I was hyping up Lone Wolf before release, wasn't I? They absolutely just slammed it into the ground, along with sniper training. Did they buff sniper training back up? Nope, no changes. No changes. But yeah, Hunter looks pretty interesting. I like the melee thing. I'm very curious to see how that plays out. As for other specializations or playstyles, BM's probably going to be pretty good because pets have just been insane so far this season. And even though pets have received nerf after nerf after nerf, this talent tree gives them a lot of their power back, and you get Bestial Wrath. They purposely undertuned some things in SOD just to mess with the meta? Yeah, maybe. I mean, they haven't undertuned Warrior yet, have they? Sniper Trainer would have to apply to auto shots. That's weird, yeah. Whenever I looked at that rune, I didn't assume that it would only be shots. It's kind of garbage. Marksman will be good in PvP. Yeah, if they're rebuffing... If they're rebuffing Lone Wolf to 30%, and you can scatter trap in combat, that is going to be nasty against casters. And you will be able to scatter trap in combat with Trap Launcher. So yeah, you're going to be absolutely clapping people. But if someone gets on top of you, you're still going to struggle. Especially when you don't have a pet. You'll absolutely shred casters though. Apart from Warlocks. Warlocks are just too tanky. If they're running some kind of like meta build, you won't be able to scratch them. But mages... Actually, kind of just mages. Like Shadow Priests are too tanky as well. Hunter though, pretty interesting. Right, Rogue. So what have we got here? Instantly throw your offhand weapon to deal weapon damage with a 100% chance to apply the poison from them. Awards 1 combo point, benefits from talents that modify Sinister Strike. This is just ranged Shiv. Why does this exist? PvP, I guess? Yeah, onto the Rouge. May not exist. This is just ranged Shiv. Which is, you know, rogues have got a lot of the things they already have. But just range, like, between the eyes is ranged Kidney Shot. Quick Shot, or whatever it's called, is ranged Sinister Strike. Use it to slow people? Yeah, you could, if you had a crippling poison, you are going to instantly cripple them from however much range it has. Yeah, you could cripple someone from 25 yards away. Not bad. Very strong and useful, but it might not be in the game. Yeah, marksmanship rogues. At level 60, we're just going to straight up rogues with a big gun, blasting away. But why would you want to cripple somebody when you could have Shadow Step? Dude, Shadow Step. Holy. They just got rid of one of Rogue's biggest weaknesses if this is in the game. This is a crazy rune to give Rogues in Classic. 30-second cooldown, 25-yard range. Didn't have Cloak of Shadows? They didn't have Cloak of Shadows yet. Maybe they'll be like, you know, we can get that one in the game real quick. Surely it will not make the class completely insane. Just a sec. Here we go. Okay. But yeah, this is a crazy rune for rogues to have. Sure we aren't getting Shadow Step. Yeah, I know, it's just all data mines, isn't it? They said on Twitter it's a mistake. I know the devs mentioned that they don't want to give people like tons of extra mobility, but this is why I haven't covered these in like a proper video yet, because I think something like Shadow Strike it's just too powerful, essentially. Yeah, especially on a 25-second cooldown, and prep resets all cooldowns. It doesn't have like, it only resets this, and this in vanilla, it's just everything. So you'd be able to prep and double Shadow Step as well. If it was in the game. It'd be OP against casters. Yeah, and you can already go like, I guess you wouldn't be playing improved sprints anymore, but you'd have Shadow Strike, you'd have all these other things. It's going to be like really difficult to get away from a rogue. All fights, what's up? Thank you, thank you. Shuriken Toss, we know that's real. We've read about that before. Master of Subtlety, same thing. Waylay. Now this could be in the game. So there's a Wrath of the Lich King talent. Down here. Here. It's basically a physical slow instead of a magical one. Well, not magical, a poison one from Crippling. Probably adding Cloak of Shadow. I'd be surprised if they add Cloak of Shadows at all, you know. Like, Cloak is a very, very powerful ability. And, yeah. I think it'd be a bit much. We'll see, though. So this is just another way to slow targets and kind of, like, close the gap. We'll see if that one goes in the game. Again, that's a helm. There's a bunch of helm runes, so we're going to skip those. And boots, one for the rogue tanks. Each time you dodge or parry, you gain 6% increased health, stacking up to 5 times. So that's going to stack up pretty fast for the rogue tanks. How long does it last? Is it like a buff? Don't know. Don't know how long that's going to last. Yeah, but yeah, you'd have 30% bonus health after 5 parry or dodges, which is that's a pretty chunky extra bit of health right there. I think this one could be real as well, because this has never been in the game before, as far as I know, in any version of WoW. So I think this one is real. Well, that is pretty interesting. Rogue tanks are also obviously getting, or just rogues in general, shuriken toss. Which is, imagine Fan of Knives, if it hit 5 targets, that's basically what this is. And it generates 1 combo point on your main target. So yeah, rogue tanks are getting a bunch of extra health, and they're getting Fan of Knives-ish. Well, target capped Fan of Knives. Is it health that needs to be healed? I don't know. That's why I looked it up to see if it had a duration. Because if it's anything like other temporary health gain effects, like a Last Stand, it will wear off when the buff fades. And you won't lose any health, but if you're below the health value that it's given you additionally, you'll be left at 1 health. Avengers Knives. Kind of is, yeah. Shuriken toss won't apply poisons. Oh no, yeah, you're right. I don't think it will. No, it doesn't explicitly say so I doubt it. What I'm wondering, right? What I'm wondering is, do you think this will hit extra enemies if you have Blade Flurry active? Because if it does, rogues could like do some proper ping-ponging with their abilities. Those are the Wrath talents. The reason is, right, in addition, attacks strike nearby opponents. And if you look at Warrior, they have sweeping strikes, and their target capped abilities such as Cleave and Whirlwind, they proc off sweeping strikes. So I actually think you're going to be able to Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush, Shuriken Toss, and you're going to be doing some kind of like crazy AoE burst damage. I think this will work, you know. I hope it bounces between 5 targets. It'll look so cool. It would. I think they're just gonna. It's just gonna look kind of like Fan of Knives, probably. But yeah. Then again, it is only 25% of attack power, but it also generates a combo point, so not bad. But yeah, the old Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush, Shuriken Toss, and then you can even top it off eventually. This is what people did in Wrath as well. You just get yourself a Fel Striker, guaranteed 3 crits for 3 seconds. Get those proccing, and there's just like shurikens flying everywhere, and they're just doing so much damage. Leaves a melee replacement. It works off Whirlwind too, though. I think if there's a determined number of targets, it should work. See, we're not gonna be getting this at level 40, obviously, but later on. Curious of what I'm thinking. Do you think we'll only be getting waist and feet runes, or do you think the PTR data is incomplete? Maybe we'll get helm too. I think the PTR has just been tested for the sets of runes for 40 and 50. Next phase we'll get belt and boots. Level 40, that is, belt and boot at 40. And then at 50, we'll get wrist and helm. So yeah, it's kind of unlike Avenger's Shield though, because it's 60 energy cost. So you'll be able to spam it as much as energy allows, and it has a 25-yard range, so you can also use it to pull, which is quite nice too. Shuriken toss Wind Fury? No, it wouldn't proc Wind Fury. Is next phase guaranteed to be 50? Yes. Yes, it will be 50. Oops, sorry. That dagger work for spells? Nah, it's just physical attacks. I think it procs off physical attacks only as well. But yeah, this is quite interesting. Obviously, if you can Adrenaline Rush Blade Flurry it, this could actually be kind of nuts. But we shall see. Fan of Knives will be good. Yeah, you're getting this instead of Fan. You're not getting this and Fan. This is not as good as Fan because its target captain doesn't proc poisons, but it's still good. It's better than nothing. If you're a rogue tank, you wanted something like this. Let's move on though. So again, we're just going to skip the helm ones. I think that's everything for rogue. So the main thing I want to see is, does this work off Blade Flurry and Adrenaline Rush? Honor Among Thieves. Yeah, it's a helm rune. I've kind of been skipping over those because I think they'll be up for level 50, and we'll have time to talk about that in the future. Yeah, this is just a lot of combo points for free. So that is Rogue, and the big thing to be seen with Rogue is stuff inside Gnomeregan immune to bleeds and poisons? Like, I've been wondering this for a long time now, a lot of people have, and we've no idea. I'm assuming there will be, by the way. Blade Flurry work with abilities. Yeah, it says hits attack strike a nearby opponent, which is how Sweeping Strikes is worded. And Sweeping Strikes works with Cleave and Whirlwind, so I don't see why it wouldn't work. I don't see why. Priest! So, yeah, obviously priests as healers in Phase 1 have been fantastic, in PvE and PvP and PvE, I should say. The kind of struggle has been, so far, Shadow being more than kind of a utility pick. So let's have a look at what they're getting. So first of all, Empowered Renew. Your Renew now heals your Renew now heals 1 extra time immediately when applied, and gains 15% increased benefit each time it heals from your bonus healing effects. In addition, your Renew can be now active on targets affected by another Priest's Renew. So it's kind of interesting. Renew is a good ability. Some priests were already using this in Phase 1, and you have a talent right at the top of the tree to increase the effect of Renew as well. So this should be giving Renew A bunch more heals, and B, you can stack them. I absolutely believe this is a real rune because of this text here. Typically in vanilla, only the most powerful spell will apply. So if there's a Renew with a priest with more bonus healing than you, puts a Renew on a target, if you tried to renew them, it'd say a more powerful effect is already active or something like that. So yeah, these HOTS are going to stack, and they're going to be a lot more powerful, like a lot more. 15% increased benefit each time it heals from your bonus healing effects. And you'll be able to down rank without the worry of having, you know, a more powerful effect being active. So this just seems very good overall, very efficient. Not, you know, not the most exciting thing ever, but you're gonna be appreciating it, I think, as a priest. When you can down rank and throw it everywhere. Yep. And yeah, the stacking is super good. This is something that needed to happen. As I'm sure we'll be reading something like this for Druids later, by the way. Mind Spike, this is a rune that we've already heard of through the initial, I guess, announcements for the priest. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, right? Because this talent tree and priests in general, they're kind of not built to crit. If we look at the Wrath talent tree here, they have this talent called Shadow Power, which increases critical strike damage of those abilities by 100% at max rank. So it takes it from a 1.5 modifier up to a 2 modifier. And I think they need a rune like this, because at the moment, priests have like the worst crit damage scaling in the game out of every caster, I believe. This talent tree is not made to do critical strikes at all. So, yeah, and Mind Blast does bonus threat, which it literally just doesn't help at all. It really doesn't help the situation. Hello, Paul. Built to Crit, the action film premiere. Exactly. So, yeah, the Mind Spike does not fill me with hope for DPS priests, if I'm being completely honest. Every 3 Mind Spikes, your next Mind Blast will be a crit guaranteed, but I don't think it's that good, really. Your crit scaling just kinda sucks. So yeah, that's Mind Spike. Anyway, what else are the healers getting? Are they getting Renewed Hope? So your heals from Flash Heal, Lesser Heal, Greater Heal, and Penance. A 10% increased critical effect chance when cast on targets with weakened soul. This is kind of just another one of those not terribly exciting talents, which makes things do a bit more numbers, but you know, I'd probably be taking Empowered Renew over this, like any day. Empowered Renew just seems straight up better than what this does, because this is situational on you having shielded somebody, and shields cost mana, whereas this is just Renew gets a lot better, and Renew's already good. DPS priests need shadow threat talents to enable crits and give crit scaling or something. Maybe. PvP with Strength of Soul. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice you shield somebody, you can penance them, it's got some extra crit. Seems fine for that. And yeah, shield also costs a bunch of mana. It's not your most efficient spell. Nowhere near as good as it is in Wrath. Boots, Dispersion. Damn, did Priest need a big defensive rune? I guess. So typically this is a Shadow Priest rune. It's like the last talent you get in Wrath of the Lich King. You disperse into pure shadow energy, reducing all damage taken by 90%. You can't attack, but you regenerate a bunch of mana. And it can be cast while you're stunned, feared, silenced, and it clears all movement impairing effects. And makes you immune while dispersed. I don't think that's present on the Wrath one. Oh, it is. I didn't know that. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. What's this on? If it's on any less than 2 minutes, this is just like 2 minutes. So yeah, it's copy-paste, basically. Sounds good in PvP. This is crazy in PvP. Like this on a priest healer. Imagine you finally like connect 2 or 3 people on the priest healer and they're like, Dispersion, okay, see you later. You now have a 2-minute window to get on me again, or I'm basically unkillable. Oops, Shadow Priests are already amazing. Yes, they were. In 1v1s though, in group settings they're like, Shadow is okay. Healer Priests tend to be more useful, but the thing about runes is they're not, this isn't a Shadow Priest ability, this is just a priest ability. You can be a disciplined priest and have Dispersion, which is disgusting, by the way. That is crazy good. Remove the stun from class tuning. That kind of makes sense, because otherwise it would be really hard to catch a priest out. Yeah, Fiend for free. Oh, for real? From a spellbook or something? That'd be nice. Otherwise, if you don't take Dispersion, hey, here's another one of the best defensive cooldowns ever. Pain Suppression. For free? Oh, that's good then. Yeah, Pain Suppression, you reduce damage taken by a bunch, and you resist Dispel mechanics. Again, this is like, it's situationally okay in PvE, very, very strong in PvP. If you can use Pain Suppression in Shadow form. I can probably tell you that. Effect. School Holy. So no, you won't be able to. Yeah, you'd have to come out of Shadow form to cast it. But yeah, still very, very powerful ability. Okay, this next rune is probably one of the most wacky runes we've seen for the entire season. Spirit of the Redeemer. Activate to become the Spirit of Redemption for 30 seconds. While in this form, you can cast any healing spell free of cost, but you cannot move, be attacked, or be the target of any spells or effects. Requires the Spirit of Redemption talent to activate, and you will no longer enter Spirit of Redemption upon dying. Like, what? This is just bizarre. Let's have a bit of a more look at this. So 5-minute cooldown, that seems pretty generous for how powerful this is. And you just activate Spirit of Redemption for 30 seconds. So you literally plonk yourself in the middle of a team fight, press this button, and for 30 seconds you're just like this font of infinite healing. This is a stupid and lazy rune. It's kind of stupid. I wouldn't call it lazy. This is very interesting. But yeah. Do you know the funniest thing about this rune? Okay, so what you can do, listen to this, what you can do with this rune is, you can take this rune and you'll never die again as long as you're playing World of Warcraft. So what happens, when you press this ability, nobody can interact with you anymore, okay? For 30 seconds. They can't hit you, but you can still heal. So what you do is you press this button and you just stop doing everything, and then you'll exit combat after a few seconds, and then you press, press exit and you press log out, and no one can kill you. You just log out. Because no one can interact with you, so you'll drop combat. That should work, right? I don't see why that doesn't work. And then, yeah, that had to be changed. This is, yeah, Season of Discovery Hardcore, guys. Play Holy Priest today. And if you can Hearthstone, if you can Hearthstone during this, like, there's no shot you can Hearthstone during this. Ooh. But yeah, you press Spirit of the Redeemer, you take your hands off your keyboard until it says leaving combat, and you log out. You log out, simple as that. That is one hell of an ability. I really hope this is real because it's so dumb. It is so dumb. Yo, Obi, what's up? I think you're trolling us. It's so wacky that I want it to be real. Yeah, and it's a boot rune as well, so that'll be in next phase if it's in. Yeah, and you just log out. See you later. Log back in 5 minutes later. Oh, my cooldown's back up. Yeah, they'll probably have to figure a way to, like, force you to stay in combat during the duration of that. Otherwise, you just Spirit of the Demon and peace out. Alright, sweet. Some other runes, typically I'm avoiding the Bracer and Hell ones, but Bracer rune, this will become available at level 50 if it's real. Again, these are all data mines. Periodic damage from your spells can now be critical strikes. There you go. That is the rune that will make you do scaling on your dots. So Shadow Web Pain. Void Plague, and they said Vampiric Touch then. I was like, that's not in the game. Well, not yet anyway. And yeah, Void Plague, they can crit. And Void Plague does quite a bit of damage. So yeah, if that's real, could be decent. Surge of Light. Critical spell cast cause your next smite, flash of heal, or binding heal to be instant cast. I'm wondering if this can proc off itself. So they put this in the game in TBC. Where is it? Here. And it used to be that this was like the spell version of Wind Fury, in that it could proc off itself. So you got a smite crit, and then your proc crit, and then your next one crit, and then your next one crit, and it just kept critting like infinitely. This was like the spell Wind Fury, and they nerfed it, so it was incapable of proccing. Yeah, you can see here, but your next spell is instant cast and costs no mana, but it's incapable of being a critical hit. This is because it was the spell version of Wind Fury. This However, it does not have that text. So say hello to your Smite Priest overlords. The day of reckoning is upon us, where we will smite the wicked from the land, and yeah, this should proc off itself. Don't see why not. Haven't touched the talent. Not in this version of the game yet. Woodsy, hello. How you doing? Morning, morning. Across the pond. Hey, yo. Good morning. But yeah, the Smite Priest will be a thing with this. People will try it. People are always desperate to try Smite Priest, so yeah. Look forwards to this at level 50. Void Zone. Summons a Void Zone in the target area that does complicated damage, and yeah, so you just summon a Void Zone. Okay, again, braces. I don't want to dwell on these too long. Shield, crits, heal extra, okay. And Pant Shadow Fiend. Apparently you're getting Shadow Fiend as a complete passive from a skill book, not from a rune. Which is good, it will help with your mana situation. It'll do a bit of damage, just seems generally good. Seems generally good. So for Priest overall, Shadow, I don't think like this is it. In terms of Mind Spike, I think they need a bit more than that to really start taking off. Spirit of the Redeemer, I can't wait to see how this works because it looks like a complete meme and I'm all about that kind of stuff. If it is too memey, they can always nerf it, right? Oh, Heisen, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. You know what? Often, it's like 50-50. Often I thought you'd look exactly like that or nothing like that. No in between. But yo, what's up? Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, this ability looks hilarious. Anyway, so far we've covered Warrior, Paladin, Hunter, Rogue, and now Priest. And we're going to get onto Shaman. Let's go pee real quick before we carry on. And then we shall do so. I will be 1 moment. Which brings us to the Shaman. The Horde exclusive Shaman. Let's take a look at what they're going to be getting. Because Paladin, we're getting some pretty weird stuff. So we'll see what the Shaman's getting. Hello, Nightmare. Welcome. Oh, that's one reason to watch him. I'll take it. So, Shaman, let's get into it. And Grey Belt Fire Nova. So your Fire Nova totem is replaced with Fire Nova, which causes your current fire totem to emit damage at its location. Why does this need to exist when you have totemic projection? Don't they do the same thing? I'm not sure why this exists, if I'm honest. Redeemer looks insane. Yeah, Spirit of the Redeemer looks crazy. Any ideas? No delay. Works with Searing Totem. Oh, that's a good point. Oh yeah, Magma Totem too. Right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, you could pop down a Magma Totem, project it forwards. You could have a Magma Totem that also uses Fire Nova. That's actually going to be a lot of damage. Your totem is definitely pulling threat if you do that though, by the way. Hello Constantine, how you doing? Wrath of the Lich King quality of life. Yeah, it does work that way in Wrath, doesn't it? Okay, you know what? That's not bad. Yeah, your Magma Tome is going to do about 5 billion threat if you do that, isn't it? Let's get Shaman up. And you get this Call of Fire, 15% extra damage. Do you get anything else? Elemental Fury. So it'll be doing 2 times damage. Ooh, and I'm just clicking random things here. Reduces the delay and decreases the... So will it pulse instantly, or will it still have this delay thing? Don't know. Don't know about that one. Yeah, I'll have 100% extra crit damage. And you'll probably want to be taking this then. Because if it originates from your Magma Totem, should you have your Magma Totem down, that's going to reduce the threat of Fire Nova by 50% too, right? I think instantly, yeah. I mean, that's how it works in Wrath, isn't it? Be great for Shaman tank, that's for sure. And the spell itself. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. So if I do this, there's like a million versions of it. But if you click the one from the rune, it will show you what the spell is, how it's in the game files at the moment, which doesn't really tell you one way or the other. So that's the first one. Maelstrom Weapon is one we've already read about. Obviously, that's for your physical damage dealing. Does it have a proc chance on there? Nope. Or a proc chance, 100%? Yeah, I don't think you're going to be getting a stack of Maelstrom Weapon every single melee swing. I don't know about that one. But this seems good. The problem with Maelstrom Weapon is these two things just don't scale with how you're going to be building your Shaman. So you're pretty much just going to be wanting to Maelstrom Lava Burst or healing in PvP. Depends how fast you're getting stacks though. But Lava Burst has a fairly short cooldown. You go Spell Hunts like in Wrath. Maybe. I mean, the thing is in Wrath you had the big difference maker, which we don't have in Vanilla at the moment, is this thing right here. Where you get spell power equal to 30% of your attack power. Shaman do not have this at the moment, and that is kind of holding these like spell melee synergies back a bit. What's the proc chance? Don't know. It says the aura proc chance is 100%. You're not getting a stack every single melee swing, like I guarantee you. If you could put on 2 really fast daggers and be like some lightning god firing a lightning bolt every 2 globals, then nah, that ain't happening. I can tell you that right now. We don't know, basically. Ooh, very majestic storming music. Not very fitting with Shaman though. Next we have Power Surge. So each time Flame Shock deals damage, it has a 5% chance to reset the cooldown on Lava Burst and Chain Lightning, and make the next Lava Burst Chain Heal or Chain Lightning within 10 seconds instant. So, I mean, that's a powerful effect, but 5% is just so bad. And there's no, like, haste effects, which are increasing how often it's ticking in vanilla. They just don't exist. Yeah, it's not good enough. It's on an 8-second cooldown. Now, the thing you care about here is Lava Burst. So good, you think so? I think it seems so low. That's like... It's like a 1 in 20 to proc. You might get this, you might have this proc once on a boss fight, if you're lucky. I don't know, this doesn't seem like enough. They buffed it already? Oh, for real? Our... Ooh, hang on. Additionally, regen... Oh, so they just put some mana regen on it. I mean, okay, but... Don't you already have Shamanistic Rage? Does Elemental take Shamanistic Rage? I don't know about that. What do you take instead? I mean, even if you're just trying to... Like, if there was a rune... If there was a Lava Lash rune that spreads about Flame Shock, like how it exists in Wrath of the Lich King... Wait, does that exist in Wrath? Lava Lash doesn't spread Flame Shock in Wrath, does it? No, that's Kada, right? That's Kada I'm thinking about. If there was a rune where you could spread your Flame Shock, the 5% would start becoming very good, because it would scale with AoE so hard. It would be kind of garbage on single target too, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be good on single target and AoE. It needs to be 25. 25 sounds pretty generous. I would settle for 15 to 20. Thereabouts. How many ticks is in a Flame Shock? There will be... Actually see the ability. It ticks every 3 seconds, right? I actually don't know how many times it ticks. Oh yeah, every 3. Wait, so you're talking 4 ticks. So on average, Power Surge is going to proc. Wait, this is so bad. 4 ticks, and it's like a 1 out of 20 to proc. It's only going to proc every 5 entire Flame Shocks. Bro, that is garbage. That's straight up unusable. Yeah, so this is no bueno, basically. Even with the MP5 thing they put on it, that is not what you want to see. Once a minute. Yeah, you get 1 extra Lava Burst once per minute. You're going to be using this on Lava Burst, by the way. Like Chain Heal? Right, your healers being like, oh, nothing to heal. I'll do a quick little Flame Shock. Oh wait, I've got healing power and no bonus damage. Not really. It'll be one. Yeah, it will be once per boss fight. So yeah, I mean, they've put MP5 on it, but yeah, like, seems like people are taking the Shamanistic Rage anyway. And if you have Shamanistic Rage, you're not going in with how long boss fights are, especially when it has like a 1-minute cooldown. Moving on, Boots, Ancestral Awakening. When you critically heal with your crits, basically, you summon an ancestor to aid you, instantly healing the lowest percentage healing health party member within 40 yards for 30% of the amount healed. Doesn't proc off Chain Heal? Unusable. Okay, that's basically the opinion here. If it procced off Chain Heal, would be good, but it doesn't, so it's bad. Spell crits rare in Classic. Kinda, yeah, at these low levels, yeah. It'll start scaling up with World Buffs, but this needs to proc off Chain Heal, basically. was Ancestral Awakening. I think that was in TBC, wasn't it? Oh, where is it? Or was it just Wrath? Was it Wrath? I'm not seeing it. Here it is. Yeah, Wrath. So it's the same here, but it also procs off Riptide, and obviously Riptide's great. I kind of thought they'd give Shamans Riptide by now, but no Riptide yet. I could very much see you getting that though, like Priests get Penance, Druids get Wild Growth, Paladins get Beacon. It feels like everyone has this big iconic heal. I guess you've got Healing Rain, but no Riptide yet. Riptide would be very powerful though, if they end up giving it to Shamans. And take Power Surge and Ancestral as a healer though. What do you take now? You take... you hope the other options are good? I'm not sure what to tell you here. Waste. Yeah, there's just... I mean, it's just data mining, right? We don't know the full story yet, but it feels like there should be something else here. No, it's nothing for the buff cyber. Taught rogues. Oh, we did rogues a little bit ago. If you check the VOD. Shamans needs an instant heal. Yeah. I mean, other healers kind of all have them, so yeah, that would be okay. You take Maelstrom as a healer. Just sit in melee range and just bop things with your hammer. You have dual wield by default now. You don't even have the talent into dual wield, so you go dual wield, and then you equip Rock Biter, as healers should on both your weapons, so you can give other people a stronger shamanistic rage, and then use Flame Shock as a healer to try and fish for procs for chain heal, and yeah, that sounds like what a healer should be doing, right? The good old double Rock Biter Flame Shocking healer in Classic. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. It's just data mining, isn't it? It's the point of the PTR. Yeah, of course, yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, exactly. Equip 2 daggers, get stabbing away. Sounds good. Boots, the decoy totem. Ooh, let's try that again. Summons a decoy for 10 seconds with 5 health at the feet of the target that will redirect the next melee or ranged attack made against the target to the totem instead. This totem also grants... Wait, what? The totem also grants the target immunity to movement impairing effects for 10 seconds. Shaman's just got freedom. Huh? Wait, what? Is this... Yeah, it's dispellable. Okay, it's dispellable. Bro, if that wasn't dispellable, I'd be like, holy crap, this is insane. But this is freedom. Horde freedom. 10 seconds. I don't think Blessing of Freedom. That's 10 seconds by default either, you know. Oh, it does. No. Alright, take that back. But yeah, this is Horde freedom. You can just kill the 5 health totem. It makes it sound like a persistent effect from this. Or what do you think? Do you think the totem needs to be active? Yeah, I'm not sure. The way I read it is that you put the totem down, it redirects an effect, and they gain a buff that lasts 10 seconds. Yeah, I read this as the buff lasts 10 seconds. That's what it looks like to me. The totem gives them the buff? Maybe. I mean, if it's supposed to be like freedom, that makes sense. Is it good for PvE? Situationally, yeah, it could be. If you know when, like, a big attack's coming. Imagine Broodlord Lashlayer, BWL, Like, he's done his knockback, he's going to do his Mortal Strike next, or his Mortal Strike's coming up. You just throw down a decoy totem and it eats the Mortal Strike. That's pretty good, right? It definitely has uses. That Mortal Strike can absolutely chunk your tank. But yeah, it's definitely a bit more difficult to time, because the thing about Grounding Totem is most spells have like a cast time or some... You kind of have a better idea when they're coming, and melee attacks are a lot faster. But then again, this could block a whole variety of things. What would be the best things to block with this? Blind, I think. Blind's a physical effect, right? Like, I know it's a poison in vanilla, but you can't Grounding Totem blind, can you? I actually don't know. I don't think you can. Oh, Kyle. Not yet. Soon. This make her immune to the snare from Kelris. This total also grants... yeah, it should move it. You can Blessing of Freedom the snare, or Gnome Racial it, or Power Shift it, or anything else. Yeah, it should work on that. Or make it too powerful? I think you'd be able to, you know. Anyway, very interesting totem. Obviously a very high skill cap with this in PvP. If you can block like... and imagine a rogue's running up to you and they've got kidney shot, or they're running up to someone to kidney shot them, you decoy it and you're like, bam, the kidney shot is just dead, it's gone, it never happened. Or a blind, or, I don't know, even a Mortal Strike effect. What other melee attacks are super powerful on a cooldown? Aim shot, maybe? Yeah, this could have a bunch of uses. Yeah, it's the physical counterpart to Grounding Totem, with a built-in Blessing of Freedom. So, has uses in PvE and very, very niche, not very niche, very sort of skill-based uses in PvP as well. So yeah, Spirit of the Alpha, obviously we already checked that one out. That's just the extra threat one, looks very good. And Two-Handed Mastery. Which of course is the Shaman Two-Handed rune. Which, I don't know, I'm just saying, compared to what Dual Wield gets from Dual Wield spec. Where's Dual Wield spec? There it is. Oh, that's the Hunter one. I don't know, like Dual Wield spec gives 10% crit with melee and spells, and makes main hand and offhand hit with both weapons. And this is just like 30% attack speed, flat. Obviously, it'll go alongside with Flurry very well. Like if you had this and then you had that, you could have 60% attack speed at all times, more or less, when you have a two-handed weapon on. And with Wind Fury proccing, that should happen. How's that going to work with Maelstrom? I don't know, because I don't know what the proc chance is. At a glance, you'd think Maelstrom will always scale better with Dual Wield, because Dual Wield you've got two weapons on, you've just got a lot more chances to hit stuff, but it could be on a proc per minute system instead, where on average you gain a certain number of procs every minute, but so whether you're dual wielding or whether you've got two-hander on, you get the same amount of things. Yeah, well, they make it PPM. I would expect that they would, because it just makes sense to do so. Whoop. But yeah, we don't know. The 3-second Wind Fury ICD makes the haste not great. That stays Rock Biter's still better on the two-hander. Really? Rock Biter's even better on two-hander? That's kind of depressing if that's true. Because you can't Rock Biter and, like, drop a Wind Fury totem and get both of them, can you? It's like only one a weapon imbue. It's one thing or the other. Yeah, I kind of want to see something else. 3-second Wind Fury was in TBC. Yeah, and they're giving them dual wield. That's maybe why. I don't know if they can, like, amend it so two-handed has a different spell ID, or it has a 1.5 second ICD instead, or whatever it was in vanilla. An ICD on internal cooldown on Wind Fury. There wasn't TBC, yeah. I think they're just a bit concerned with how things look in TBC, but at the end of the day, I think what enhancement needs is this thing, mental quickness in some form. They've given Paladin Sheath of Light, but not Shaman's mental quickness, but that doesn't quite add up. I think you could give, if you're going to give one thing, give the other the other. It's not the most creative solution to the problem, but it will work if they do it. And I think they just need another damage dealing ability. There's nothing here that really, like, strikes me that they'll be able to use. Just something else. Something they can press, aside from Storm Strike, to use. I'm just seeing if Storm Strike got any buff. Value, minus 70%. Yeah, I'm not sure. Frost Shock. Frost Shock's the main thing, though. As long as we can Frost Shock, we'll be good. The little wolves. Your Feral Spirit. Feral Spirit's nice. I think it's a very good looking cooldown. That's for the cooldown to 6 seconds. Minus 70. Yep, that adds up. Storm Strike with a 6 second cooldown, would that make it good? It's still kind of expensive though, isn't it? It still costs a lot of mana. No, for a Shaman, I want to see a bit more for the two-handed spec. I think it could use just something else in general. And again, I think a lot of these things could use a buff. This rune seems good, this one here. The mana reduced too. Yeah, this is kind of like patch jargon here that I can't quite understand. But yeah, if it has a lower cooldown, lower mana cost would make sense too. Yeah, 200,000 MS to 1,400, yeah. For those of your Shaman ones, I think whatever happens, Elemental is looking pretty good next phase, because you have Overload that has a 50% proc chance, and you have rank 7 Lightning Bolt at level 38, and you have rank 2 Chain Lightning at level 40. So that's kind of, I think that should already make them good. Even if these runes don't seem terribly exciting, I think Elemental already has a lot going for it. And yeah, hopefully the Power Surge gets a bit more power. So at the moment it's kind of like, yeah, you ain't doing much on that. Mage. So, Mage has been pretty crazy so far this season, at least when it comes to the AoE pulls that it's been able to do. Let's see what they have here. So, Frostfire Bolt. That's coming from Wrath of the Lich King, and this is pretty much the exact same ability. So it's basically a Fireball and Frostbolt combined, and it will do damage checked against the lower of the target's resistances between Frost or Fire. I'll look at the crafting recipes today. We should have time, yeah. I always end up doing these, like, talking over patch stuff for way longer than I expect, so we'll see how we go. Elemental was one of those specs in Classic. It was just a few nice changes away from working. And logs actually support that, yeah. They definitely support that. Elemental Shamans were actually statistically not that bad. For a caster, they just kind of went But yeah. So Frostfire Bolt, this is just, again, this is copy-paste from Wrath of the Lich King, if it's real. So not really too much to say about that. It's just generally good. You can do some interesting stuff with an elemental spec, which I'm sure people will experiment with. For example, you'll be able to take... it's not going to like double dip from the 2 cast time reductions, I don't think. But you could do this, and critical strike chance of frost spell, so you get 100% extra damage. And then actually, let me reset that. You go this if they don't double dip from cast time reductions. So it'd be getting a 2 crit modifier instead of 1.5. Your cast time reduction. I do that, and you'd be getting some pretty nasty crits off Frostfire Bolt just from these 2 talents combined. And it should also proc Fingers of Frost, which is an existing rune that kind of nobody takes for anything. Well, if you cast a spell that can freeze stuff, it has a chance to make your next 2 spells active as if the target were frozen. Which you'd need to go a bit deeper in the Frost tree to get that. What level that? So that requires level 39. That's kind of as far as you could take this build. But you'd be able to get Ignite, you'll be able to get Shatter, and you'll be able to get Ice Shards, and then you go Fingers of Frost, and you press Frostfire Bolt, and it should do a lot of damage. 0, 18, 13. Oh, that sounds consistent. My build is the RNG I hope Fingers of Frost procs build. Yours is probably the consistent one that makes sense. But yeah, this is... Ignite scales exceptionally well with critical strike damage bonuses. So Frostfire Bolt was played in Wrath as well, for the about till Ulduar-ish. For Ice Barrier, if you're PvPing, I completely agree. Yeah, this is PvE. Don't play this in PvP. You'll get destroyed by everybody. Don't do that. Hello, Peter, and Roy as well. Yo, check a bit earlier. We went over Paladins. Yeah, if you're PvPing, you get Ice Barrier, and it's just not... You don't even think about it. You just go full down the Frost tree. Let's check a few of these other Mage runes, because Mage is getting some absolute banger runes. I kind of want to play my Mage a lot more next phase, because I think they're looking very interesting. Next to get Missile Barrage, that was one announced with the big set of announcements earlier, which is a Wrath talent. So basically, your Arcane Blast and other spells make your next Arcane Missiles free, and it channels in half the time. Interestingly, what you'll be able to do, you'll be able to shatter your Arcane Missiles as well, potentially. Because if you had, I'm just putting random talent points in here. If you had this and you're standing like 20 yards away, your Arcane Missiles are going to channel in a second and a half, and they're all going to be benefiting from Shatter if the target's frozen. So you could actually get some pretty insane burst off this. Hello, Troy. And what am I going to level first? I'm going to level my Warlock first, as per usual, but... I think Mage looks a lot of fun, to be honest. So yeah, again, this looks interesting. Spell Frost Bolt. Hey, it's a spell that Arcane Mages can press to heal. This is like a brand new ability. I don't think we've ever seen this in WoW before. So it's Arcane and Frost instead of Fire and Frost. Is that your usual main? Absolutely. So again, you'll be able to go down to Shatter, and probably about a bit of the way through this talent tree too. The Mage batching technology. Ooh, no, I don't. I have no idea about that actually whatsoever. But this is completely new. So this is obviously targeted more at healing and or PvP, general arcane usage. Very interesting. I'll have to see what comes out of this, because there's a lot of talent combinations which could be good here. between this tree and this one. You know, this is Spell Frost, you're going these two. This is Fire Frost, you're going these two. All we're missing, I mean, we kind of have Arcane and Fire already in Living Flame, but yeah, we'll see what else happens there. Living Boots, Engrave Boots, Brain Freeze. So your frost damaging spells with chilling effects have a 15% chance to cause your next Fireball, Spell Frostbolt, or Frost Firebolt to be instant cast and have no mana. I kind of think this is real because they've included the Spell Frostbolt text. And again, this is a talent from Wrath, all the way down here. So yeah, when you have chilling effects going off, you get a Brain Freeze, you just fire that off and it's going to do a bunch of damage. I think Shaman's decoy rune is a decoy totem is a decoy rune. I think it's kind of, it looks kind of real because it's counterpart to Paladins having freedom. I skipped Hot Streak. Oh my bad. I'll go back. Again, this looks good. Probably mainly for PvP, but if you're using Frost Firebolt, that's a frost spell. And it could proc another Frost Firebolt to be instant cast and cost no mana. So you're doing a 2 times critical strike damage dealing spell, which has a chance to proc another one on top of having Fingers of Frost. So there's, again, like, mages have so much potential here. Yeah, I did miss Hot Streak, didn't I? My bad. We've also got Hot Streak. Anytime you score 2 non-periodic critical strikes in a row using Fireball, Fire Blast, Scorch, or Living Bomb, your next Pyroblast within 10 seconds will be instant cast. I mean, these runes are so good for Mage, like, holy crap. I guess at the moment it's kind of a tall order to score 2 spell crits in a row, but... Let's check. No, there's nothing on there. What about Burnout? Nope. But, for example, at the moment you have like 5% crit baseline. There's a new world buff in the game that will give you 4% crit. So you're up to 20 already. 20, just under 20, sorry. You can take Burnout for another 15%. So you're going to have a lot of crit already as a Fire Mage. Like, a lot of it. It's going to be crazy. I think this won't be playable till later in the game. You'll need more spell crit, similar to how it was in Wrath. But yeah, the Mage hybrid stuff is going to be the really interesting part. So yeah, we've done Brain Freeze, Chronostatic Preservation, that was one of the initial releases. Bale Firebolt. Okay, this is one of the level 50 talents, so I'm not going to... I said I won't talk about them too much, but I already have, so... I hate the discovery part of the game. I mean, it's up to Blizzard whether they allow this stuff to be data mined. Blizzard, in fact, Agrim himself said, if you don't want to see stuff regarding data mine, stop clicking on stuff that say data mining. And it says data mining in the title, so we'll see. Anyway, unleash a reality distorting burst of raw magic at your enemy. Wow. Dealing damage, spellfire damage. So spellfire is arcane fire, so if you're a healer, this has got something going for it. Each time you cast Balefire Bolt, the damage of your next Balefire Bolt within 30 seconds will be increased by 10%, and your spirit will be decreased by 10% for 30 seconds, both stacking up to 10 times. If your spirit reaches 0 as a consequence, you will immediately die. Like, what? What is this rune, man? This is like Surrender to Madness Mage version. If your spirit reaches 0 because you cast this spell, you just die. Like, what is this? Worse than Warlock Hellfire. As Arcane and Fire, yeah. Yeah, this is some meme spec right here. But over a 30-second, you can cast this spell 9 times, and It decreases your spirit by 10% each chance. So if you cast this 9 times, it's impossible to get to 0 spirit unless they're rounding down or something. Oh, sorry, I missed the arcane thing. Yeah, so Mage healing batch tech is at the end of arcane blast spam regen or mass regen. It will instantly apply the heal to the new beacon target. Ooh, I didn't know about that. That's pretty nice, actually. I'm surprised spell batching still works like that. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, it's the, can you count to 10? If no, yeah, bad news for you. But this is weird. I wonder how much damage it does, because this is like... I don't know, maybe someone with a big brain could work that out, but I wouldn't bother at the moment. Anyway, that's not to level 50, but very intriguing. Displacement, so you basically make warriors miserable, that's what that says. Molten armor. Again, these are some helm stuff, so I'm going to skip over it. Okay, engraved boots. Increases the critical damage bonus of all spells by 50%. This is actually like giga broken for mages. This is one of the most powerful runes mages will get if this is real. There's a reason mages don't have these crazy crit modifiers on spells. It's because of stuff like Shatter and Ignite. Giving mages 50% bonus crit chance, or not crit chance, sorry, critical strike damage is huge. Like, you'll be able to take, what's that, that's on boots. So you'll be able to take that on your boots, 50% bonus crit chance, you'll be able to go Frost Firebolt, you'll be able to go over to your talent tree, do this, get that, Fireball, Ignite, and then, yep, Piercing Ice, and you got one more point there, and you have 150% bonus crit modifier with Ignite. So this is the best crit modifier in the game for an ability, by the way. Not even warriors get this high. This is doing, instead of 100%, instead of 150% crit damage, you're doing 250. If they're additive. I think they're additive, actually, I'm not sure. But assuming they're additive, this is absolutely giga overpowered. This will be like the best single target specs in the game. The multiplicative? Because some things are additive in the game, other things aren't. So you're saying it'll be 50% of 100%. So it'll be, yeah, 225 then. 225 is still the best spellcaster crit damage bonus in the game. Every other spellcaster can only get to 200. Like Warlocks can get to 200, Boomies can, Elemental can. I think that's it. BC Elemental Shaman. So yeah, this Frostfire build is going to be, I think it's going to be very, very good. I'm just pretty much going to go Frostfire Bolt. I don't know what other runes you'll take. You'll go Frostfire Bolt, you'll go Spell Power, you'll do this talent build, or something of this sort. As long as you get Ignite and Ice Shards, everything else can like be figured out. But this seems to have a lot going for it. Wait, the multiplicative, so 315, huh? Wait, it's over 300% crit modifier. Not 225. Hold up. There's no way this can be real. Talking generally. I mean, at the end of the day, it's only data mining, right? Because if you're doing over triple crits with Ignite, you don't have improved Scorch though. That's kind of a bit of a shame. Base 150, Ice Shards 200. Add spell power 225. Oh, add ignite. Oh, you're adding ignite. Okay, right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Dude. Yes, you I guess. Sure, I guess you can think of ignite as working like that. So guys, you can press one button, and if you crit, as a total, you're doing 315% usual damage. Yeah, Mage is... and Frostfire Bolt will be scaled to level 40 as well, because it's a rune. Yep, so Warlocks being the top caster, we had a good time. We had a good time, but Mage is looking kind of insane right about now. Ah well, back to the old tradition of vanilla, huh? They're probably trolling us hard. The troll will be this one. I could see them doing Frostfire Bolt, but this thing right here is like... Because this is a talent from Wrath, by the way. It's really low down in Arcane because you're not meant to be able to have 50% bonus crit on everything, because that's ridiculous. But yeah, you take this talent and you make it available to a Fire Mage that scales with Ice Shards as well. Yeah, here is Mage crits, and the tank better have a taunt here. If you're a Mage and you get some back-to-back crits, your ignites are going to be absolutely stupid. Like, they're going to be so high. Oh, it's in TBC originally, is it? Aha, yeah, down here. Probably his Fingers of Frost instead of Burnout. Yeah, if you're going for the RNG, because I think if you get Fingers of Frost proccing, you're going to have 50% bonus crit chance on top of whatever your crit is at the moment. So you're, in other words, you're pretty much going to crit. Oh, imagine the meta becomes, right, you have to have one mage that goes Winter's Chill for the Frostfire mages, so they can get the 10% bonus crit. Because Winter's Chill at max stacks gives your frost spells a 20% chance to apply Winter's Chill, increases the chance for a frost spell to critically strike by 2%. Obviously that stacks 5 times. That's 10% extra crit. And then you have to have another mage who has to go improve Scorch. And that's making fire spells do 15% bonus damage. Yeah, get the PvP mage in, like, bring him in, you want him. And then on top of that, you get Curse of Elements, which is 6%. Wait, Curse of Elements double dips? Hold up. Because it does Frost and Fire. Oh wait, yeah, it checks it against whichever one. But increases Frost and Fire. It only says it checks for resistances for damage. So does this increase its damage by 12%? Huh? There's no way, right? Hello, Warlock, how you doing? Yeah, so bring in the 2 debuff mages. And yeah, PI, hold up, we're not done yet. Let me look it up here. Because PI in Classic, if you don't remember, it increases spell damage, not haste. It stacks with Curse. Will it double dip Curse, though? Because it's Frost and Fire. Also, hello, Jumanjim? Close enough. PI and Icy Veins, like... What is cooking? Mages are cooking something here. Mages are actually cooking. There's something going on here, which has a lot of potential. But yeah, it'll basically be a one-button spec. You sit at the back and you Frostfire Bolt. You receive PI, the debuff goes up. You get your Curse of Elements, you get your PI, you get Improved Scorch, you get Winter's Chill. And there's actually some weapon as well. And if you, I don't know if you've seen this weapon. This weapon is absolutely incredibly, unreal how powerful it is. This is a weapon that has an on-hit proc chance to increase all spell damage taken by 6% for 20 seconds. Which is like, this is utterly bonkers to be able to proc on a weapon. Like, this won't work above level 50, I'm sure. Because this will be BIS forever. It's so ugly. It looks terrible. They could have tried to make it look like something some master engineer would use, not some like thing some guy brought up in a prison or something. This weapon on enhance? Oh yeah, definitely. Yo, Frederick? Hey, thank you. Welcome, welcome. This weapon for mages? Nah, you'll have like just some melee guy doing this. But 6% spell damage as a proc. 6%? That's like crazy. I don't know what the proc chance is. 7%? 7% ain't bad if it lasts 20 seconds. That should have fairly good uptime. Budget Nightfall. Actually, this is better than Nightfall though, because it's a decent weapon. Nightfall's garbage. Ugh, I don't even want to look at it. Spell damage taken by the target increased by 15% for 5 seconds. This is 20 seconds, 6%. LE Shaman. No, you'll take this on Enhance or maybe Rogue? I don't know. Some other classes? Why not? Maybe your Melee Hunter with the dual fist weapon Hunter going in. Yeah, Nightfall is yeah, not the best. Not my favorite thing. Rogue uses it. Makes sense. I mean, it's a purple item. It has to be good, right? Warrior? Yeah, you think Warriors are playing Fury? Maybe. If they're playing Fury. Or just, you know, not two-handed in general. But yeah, Mage. I think that was everything for Mage. Mage is cooking next phase. There's... If everything's stacking like I think it will, Mage is going to be the top caster by a significant margin. They'll be better than a number of melee classes. Maybe. Maybe, that will be something. Which is, ironically, how things were in vanilla as well. Mage being the best caster, Warriors being good, Rogues being good. What were we playing again? What were we playing again? The cast time? Let's have a look. 3. So you'll be able to get it down to 2.5. Assuming it scales with all talents, which it should do, does in Wrath, right? They're saying Warriors simming 200 DPS higher than any other class. Yeah, that's Warriors for you. Okay, Warlock! Right, moving on from Mage. That's enough on Mage. Let us get to the Warlock, the purple class enjoyers. They should be less good. Well, I mean, they are good, but you know, everyone else could be a bit better too, couldn't they? Maybe. They are nerfing a few warrior runes too, from what I've seen. Anyway, let us get on to the... Shouldn't you be able to get down to 2? I doubt it will double dip from both cast time improvements. I highly doubt it. That would just be too OP. I think it'll be one or the other. Anyway, Warlock. So, it's going to be my main, the thing I'm leveling first. Let's see what they get. Hopefully they get some cool stuff. So, Engrave Belt, Grimoire of Synergy. Recite from a dark tome. Ooh, very, very spooky. Granting damage done by your summoned demon by 5%. Oh, granting damage done by you or your summoned demon. A 5% chance to increase the I'm like struggling to read this. So when you or your demon do damage, you have a 5% chance to increase the damage done by the other one for 5% for 15 seconds. So you or your demon do damage, the other one might get a 5% damage increase. So it's just like a passive buff kind of thing. Yeah, it's just like a passive buff. 5% chance to get a 5% buff for 15 seconds. I think it'll be neither. If Frost Firebolt doesn't scale with talents, it'll be very average. I'm just assuming it'll work like that because it does in Wrath. So this is kind of, again, it's like a 1 in 20 proc chance. Damage done by you or your summoned demon. The Warlock, if you're applying dots, does quite a few instances of damage. Depends what demon you're using. I don't know. This seems kind of like just okay, but that's about it. Invocation, we've already read about that one previously. Shadow and Flame. Your critical strikes with fire and shadow spells increase your fire and shadow damage done by 10% for 10 seconds. So this is like just kind of a 10% damage buff, right? Want to let Warlocks get more crits with their pets for Demonic Pact? If Demonic Pact starts becoming a thing, which it should do. So you take this, which is maybe you get a 5% damage buff. I mean, your demon getting 5% more damage is... it's kind of whatever, really. I mean, your imp is okay with Lake of Fire, but it goes So this seems like kind of average. And then Shadow and Flame. This should have good uptime because you do crit quite a lot, especially with world buffs. I'd say at least 50% uptime on 10% extra damage. But yeah, again, it's not terribly exciting, really. Demonic Pact, it shares a rune with Incinerate. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to drop Incinerate. You expect Frost Firebolt to scale with talents, but not reduce cast times. Again, I think it does in Wrath, when you're talking about that. We shall see, though. But yeah, it seems kind of functional, but not terribly exciting. It's kind of like the themes so far. Demonic Knowledge. Increases your spell damage and healing by a value equal to 10% of your pet demon's total stamina plus intellect. Have a look. Get rid of that. So this is from... I think this is from TBC, right? Demonic Knowledge. Yep. And it should be 10% there as well when you fully talent it out. But your demon's just going to have a lot less stamina and intellect in Classic because stats are lower. Even though your demon is starting to scale with stats to some extent, isn't it? Like, are you going to take all of these to like buff your demon up? To then give you a bit of extra spell damage? Maybe. I mean, it doesn't seem that all that great, to be honest. Yeah, the buffs and for stamins and so on. Yeah, they'll affect it. They definitely do. That's how it works in TBC and beyond. Even Wrath, I think this talent exists. Yeah, it does, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much always been the same since it's existed. So again, it's like... yeah, you might get a bit more damage. You might get a bit more damage. A bit more stats. Nothing too exciting yet. Good Warlock runes are being saved for 50. Yeah, we don't even have that many here for 50 either. We have 1 or 2, but we'll carry on. Delock pets get increased health from demon form. No. The meta form is just for the Warlock. Shadow Flames. This one's from Wrath. It's imagine Cone of Cold, but it's instinct. But it's a Warlock spell. That's basically what this is, and it doesn't slow. It just applies the dot, but it's the same kind of idea. Give us Seed. I think we have the AoE Shadow Bolt, so we're not going to get Seed. I think that is our version of Seed of Corruption. We just have to pray we get a decent rank of Shadow Bolt. Our Shadow Bolt rank at 25 is terrible. Kind of mainly a PvP thing, because it can be consumed with Conflagrate. I don't think Conflag does... Yeah, it doesn't do damage based off of the remaining duration of an ability, it just does flat damage. So maybe that isn't so bad for PvE either. You can just get a Shadow Flame in your rotation somewhere, and before it wears off, you press Conflag when it's on the last tick. So that's some decent base damage. And you'll be keeping Immolate running. You want Ember Storm for the bonus damage. You get something like this. I don't even know if you take Shadowburn, to be honest. Do you take... Yeah, Spell Knockback's pretty good. That one, and then maybe Imp if you're using Imp. Ruin, of course. Ember Storm. You have to go sort of awkward there with the 1 point. Just reset those. You'll probably be taking something like this for Destro in Phase 2. I don't know, maybe you can put one there instead of the Firebolt. I mean, Shadowburn's okay for sniping damage. It's awkward though. You can't get the last point in Ember Storm because you have to spend 5 points in improving the initial damage of Immolate. Not even the damage over time. 5 points in the initial damage. Ugh. That is unfortunate. And you probably take Intensity over improved Firebolt there. What is the... Demon Focus runes are better than Demonic Sacrifice? Why take any rune that buffs the demons? Yeah, that too. I mean, I've been saying this since Phase 1. Like, I hope the meta for Warlocks, once we're at 60, I don't think this will happen at 40 or even 50, but typically the meta for Warlocks tends to revolve around this talent because it's just so powerful. 15% bonus fire damage or 15% bonus shadow damage. You have to put 21 points in a talent tree, and then you're like, everything you put in this to buff your demon is just gone when you press this button. And this Warlock in PvE was centered around this button for Classic and TBC. They got rid of it in Wrath. They had to put it in the bin finally, which was the right thing to do, to be honest. And then they just, yeah, they give us more stuff to buff demons, basically. Which is probably what you want to be doing with a demonology tree, not investing 20 points and then killing your demon. Sack a demon while tanking? It would be good while tanking, but I think Destruction's going to be quite strong for tanking. If you get bonus threat from improved Searing Pain. Destructive Reach is okay. Devastation is interesting. There's one... Just a real quick mention. So Dance of the Wicked, you and your demon... This one's already like known about from the initial release, but you and your demon pet gain dodge chance equal to your critical strike spell chance. So let's say you have 5% baseline, 5% from Devastation, and then if you activated Demonic Grace... Demonic Grace is going to double dip from this talent, and it's going to give you 60% dodge. And it's got a... What's that? 20... A bit over a 25% uptime on 60% dodge. So Warlocks are going to be able to pretty realistically get 70% dodge on demand very often. So they're actually going to have incredible mitigation. Assuming you take Demonic Grace and there's not like another rune there. Can you sack Felguard? You could do in TBC, yeah. Increase your total shadow damage by 10% and you regain mana, but you never did it. You didn't even play Felguard. You played Destro. Yeah, unironically, more dodge than rogue tanks. And when we start getting world buffs later on, like Oni buff and stuff like that, it may be the case with enough spell crit and demonic grace that Warlock tanks can actually hit mitigation cap. They'll just dodge everything for 6 seconds every 20 seconds. It could become extremely broken. And if tanks do finally hit you, well, you're a Warlock with about 1 billion armor and a lot of health. You won't be able to spec down to... Actually, would you be able to get... Yeah, you could get Soul Link as well. You might have issues with threat, but you'd be able to have like on-demand mitigation cap and Soul Link, while having a Void Walker up, taking 10% less physical damage. And then another 30% less physical damage. 30% all damage, sorry. So yeah, this Dance of the Wicked thing, which I read a lot of people seem to think it's garbage, but the way it double dips with Demonic Grace is very interesting. And moving on. Bracers, unfortunately, is Immolation Aura, so we're not going to get this to level 50 if it is indeed a real rune in the game. Burns all enemies every 2 seconds, and reduces all magic damage taken by 10%. Lasts until cancelled. Like, hello? Lasts until cancelled? And it doesn't even do damage to yourself. That is like giga broken. Stream losing frames. Oh, sorry, it might be a little bit. My Blues Ants, if I'm not still losing frames, my internet tends to be pretty garbage. So it could very well be losing a few frames. Sorry about that. Wouldn't be the first time, unfortunately, but I have British internet and it's just not the best. They'll add negative stats items that you need to kill certain bosses. You had to refresh? Oh, has it crashed? Has it crashed on YouTube as well, or can you still hear me on there? Still stuttering. Here's my British internet, I'm afraid. How are we looking at the moment? Things crashed, are we back? Are we good? Are we not good? Let's check the YouTube side of things. Yeah, I think it's dropping some frames at the moment. Yeah, just try carrying on a bit. It's fine for you now. Yeah, I think it might just dropped off real quick, but it should be back. Everything's stable now. Some stuttering on Twitch. Yeah, it's just bad. This internet where I'm at is just absolutely awful. I contacted the provider as well, and it's like the best I can get in the area, so... Yeah, sorry about that, but... Yeah, it is... I still like streaming and doing stuff, but obviously it's not going to be ideal if it's dropping now and again. Anyway, we'll carry on. So Immolation Aura, as I was saying, lasts until cancelled, which is kind of crazy. And just low FPS and stuff. Ugh. Starlink it is. Unironically, we might have to. Because if I want to carry on streaming, obviously if my connection just falls over every single stream, that's not going to work out. Because it's like, it's just bad if you're trying to watch the stream. Very low FPS still. Weird in the UK, you have 3 providers that offer you 1 gig. No, people still stuck on 40. Where I'm at, yeah, it's gone off. I think it's crashed a minute. Yeah, where I'm at, it's like 50 upload, download, sorry, 50 download. The problem is the upload speed. The upload speed where I'm at is just absolutely like unplayable. And it does this occasionally. Very low FPS still. I can't do much about it. This just kind of happens. So I'll just be right back 1 sec. We'll see if I can fix it. Be right back. Right. Is it less disaster now? Let me just check. Not seen this lag. There was like one stutter 10 minutes ago. Low FPS. Okay. Are things any better at the moment? Question mark. I think it's just crashed, doesn't it? Not ideal. It says on, at least on the YouTube side of things, things should be okay. Everyone over watching this. One of all that starts for me. Yeah, it's definitely on my side with the issues. Because it's just... this has happened like the past few streams in a row, unfortunately. When I first started streaming, it was okay. It was good enough, at least. I might have to mess with my settings a bit more, see if I can improve things again. Smooth now? Alright. Good. Good. Yeah. Again, sorry about that. Hopefully it stays on. It's fine. I don't know. It's not buffering, is it? I'm just like want to check before I carry on. Assuming you're one of the big boys. Assuming you're one of the big boys for your. It's just bad, isn't it? If you're trying to watch and it's like stuttering and stuff, you'll miss stuff, and it's just no good. Ideally, I need it to be better on my end. F. Are we back? I think we're back. Nope. Okay, I think it's back. Saved. No. Man, it can't keep being this much of a disaster. I'm just waiting a minute. I don't know if it's not. I'm going to do a speed test. Because this happened the other day.